Hello everyone, I'm Rukato. Today, I'm going to explore a sociological comparison of how functionalism and Marxism view bodybuilding. Now, when we hear bodybuilding, most of us might think about muscles, gyms, or maybe even social media influencers. But sociologists go much deeper. They might ask, what does bodybuilding say about our society? What values does it reflect? Who benefits from it? And who doesn't? To begin, here a surprising fact. Right now, around 184.61 million people worldwide are members of health and fitness club. That's about 2.4% of entire world population. In the United States alone, there are 3 million people use steroids and around 2.7% to 2.9% of young American adults have tried them at least once. The fitness industry is also incredibly profitable. Basic protein powders cost $30 to $80 a month. Other supplements such as creatine, pre-workout cost a similar amount. Clearly, bodybuilding is not just a personal lifestyle. It's part of a global system involving health, economics, and even risk-taking behavior. So, how do sociologists interpret this trend? These are outline that I'm going to talk about this presentation. First, functionalism. Second, social fact. Third one, social cohesion. Fourth, role allocation. Five, Marxism. Six, fitness industry. And seven, ideology and hegemony. Let's start with functionalism. This theory was developed by thinkers like Emily Durkheim, and it sees society as a kind of machine or organism, which is a system made of different parts that all work together to maintain order and stability. Functionalism is a macro theory, which means it looks at society as a whole, and it's also a consensus theory, meaning it emphasizes shared norms and values. In this view, everything in society has a function. Education, religion, the economy, and even bodybuilding. Durkheim introduced the concept of social fact, which is a pattern of behavior that exists outside the individual but still influences them. Bodybuilding can be seen as one of these social facts. In today's world, we are surrounded by media and social norms that idealize muscular, lean bodies. This shared value encourages self-control and a focus on health. That is quality that help maintain the functioning of society. Functionalists would also argue that bodybuilding promotes social cohesion. Think about it. Gym, fitness club, online communities, and competition all bring people together. They provide a sense of belonging and also identity. Durkheim would call this organic solidarity, which is the idea that in complex society, people with different roles are still connected by shared goals and values. Another key function of institutions, according to functionalism, is role allocation, sorting people into roles based on their abilities. In this sense, bodybuilding also acts as a system of meritocracy. Those who succeed, whether in competition or as influencers, are viewed as people who work hard. This reinforces the idea that effort leads to reward, which is central to many modern societies. But what if this perspective is too optimistic? Now let's look at Marxism. Unlike functionalism, Marxism is a macro theory of conflict developed by Karl Marx. It argues that society is built on inequality and exploitation, which a ruling class control the working class. From Marxist view, bodybuilding is not just about health or personal growth. It's also about money, power, and control. Marx believed that culture, media, and beliefs are all part of the superstructure, which reflect and supports the economic base of society. So, when we look at fitness industry, what do we see? We see gyms, supplement companies, fitness gear brand, influencers, and online training programs. All of these are part of a powerful industry that turns our body into commodities, which is things that can be shaped, sold, or profited from. Marxists also focus on ideology, which is the beliefs spread by ruling class to make people accept the system. In bodybuilding, this ideology might sound like if you're not fit, you are lazy. Success is just about hard work on your body. But these messages ignore real social barriers like poverty, lack of access to healthy food. Antonio Gramsci, who is a Marxist thinker, introduced the concept of hegemony. Hegemony is the idea that the ruling class controls not only money, but also how we think through media, education, and pop culture. Social media constantly promotes ideal body image. This unrealistic expectation, which pressures people to spend money on supplements and products even when it's unnecessary or harmful. Instead of challenging people, focus on fixing themselves. This is what Marxists call false consciousness. It means when individuals don't realize that they are being manipulated by the system. So, what have we learned? Bodybuilding may seem like a personal or even healthy activity, but from a sociological perspective, it's also part of much macro system, which is which is the one that involves norms, economics, ideologies, and equalities. Functionalism helps us see how bodybuilding promotes community and social order. Marxism, on the other hand, uncovers how bodybuilding can reflect capitalist exploitation, false consciousness, and ideological control. These are references that I actually use for this presentation. Thank you for listening.